Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Usually you see me in a better mood, and I've been trying to. I guess this was the wanted reaction, so I'm going to... I'm going to talk to you guys for a few minutes. This won't be too long, so have no fear. Anybody who knows me for a while, I disabled the chat for the simple reason is there's no need for anybody to get into the drama, and I'm not going to feed into it. I will touch base on my side. It's just for me to speak. I'm not going, like I always said, I'm not going on panels. I'm not doing all that craziness. It's never going to happen. That's not what I'm about. That's not what I want to do on here, and I have a right. Surprisingly, we do all have a right to do what we want to do on here as long as we respect other people and respect YouTube's guidelines. It's not very hard. It's kind of the same rules you'd use in day-to-day life. I want to thank everybody for coming. I'm sorry you're having to hear it. What can I say? I don't know. There's no great way to handle this. We're going to cover 2 or 3 topics. I'm going to say it's not going to be that long, but it needs to be said. You guys deserve to know. You guys had some questions. And how we're going to handle things. It's awful. I mean, first of all, let me tell you, my self-respect is right down the drain doing this. I don't find anything fun about this, anything to be proud of at 45 years old. To be associated with something, the stupidity that seems to come up in YouTube by times, it's remarkable. It is. The platform was never made to be this, and anybody who's old enough to remember actual YouTube when it first started, and no, I wasn't a participant, even though I had started editing video. I studied it in 2000 as part of my multimedia integration schooling. Was that it was meant to be a place of creators, a pinnacle of everything else that social media was, because social media has always had garbage on it. It's just always been that way, and that doesn't mean that YouTube was free, but for the most part there wasn't much that went on like that. It was rare. It was more people kind of really interested to see what other people were doing, because they were just getting fed television, nothing else, and they were craving for any kind of a real outlet to challenge each other, support each other, grow with each other. You know, like I said, there's no La La Land, but it definitely wasn't meant to be like some sort of like greasy page of Facebook. Never. So once again, my deepest apologies to you. Thank you for coming. Like I say, this won't take very long. And it's so bad tonight. Like, you know, my mother, who's in her 70s, watches us every night. We're on every night. She's subscribed to one channel. It's us. And I just gave her a message and told her, like, not to check out tonight. You'll see the pop-up, but just please ignore it. And that is so humiliating at 45 years old, you know, to have to do something where you can't even have your own mother watch it. You know, it's pretty sad. But I guess my upbringing was different from some other, I don't know. But yeah, I don't want her to see it. Let's start with the... Let's start at the beginning, but it's going to be a very quick run through. Channel we had on. I like I said, anybody knows me. I'm not going to mention names. You can figure it out. I don't ask any people, but I won't give, because that's been always the point, was to try and get more traction using our name, which is very funny that somebody would want to do that when they really don't like what we do, but yet seem to be compulsive about it. But this has been going on since around the beginning of September, so we'll say. We'll just pick a number, but I'll show you in a minute why. I'm trying to come in our live streams, insulting us all the time, all this stuff and everything. The whole kit and caboodle. And anyways, finally it came to commenting. We got angry, rightfully so, tried to pretend to us, all this stuff. Ban. I don't want people in like that. We had an argument, copyright strike, we revoked it, all on and on and on, thinking that that would finally put an end to everything. And it hasn't ended since. It's just been one thing after another. And this is not what Xenia or I signed up on YouTube for. I can tell you that. I want to do a good show. And listen, people do not like me sometimes. I'm fine with that. Do you hear me? Not everybody's going to like me. We all have to get off of our horses and think that everybody's going to love everyone that's on this platform. Never. It's not going to happen. Ever. So that's a big dose of reality we all got to take. And actually, the day you realize that not everybody's going to like your content is probably the greatest day of your life on YouTube, especially this day and age, because it frees you up so much to do so many other things that you can enjoy on here. Because you can't apply it if your content can't be engaging to 13s to 92s most of the part. You'll have a little bit of fringe here and there, but you need to have somewhere to go. And I'm fine with that. But for some reason, we just keep seeming to get caught up and drug up. Our name keeps coming up. And the sad part is we're not doing it. And I'll give you an example right here. Here is what I'm doing tonight. Here's the history of me doing them. There is May 2nd. There is me August 1st. There is me September 16th. And that's it. And I have no interest in doing that all the time. I can, and I'm sure at some point in my head, come up with a little bit better content on my own that I want to do and be happy doing. So I don't need to do a bunch of these things. Everybody's been asking me about the dislikes. Well, what can I say? It just seems to be another continuation of what's been going on all along. I don't know. Of course, it's the most anonymous way to try and hurt your channel, hurt you, bring down your morale, stuff like that. And, you know, what are we going to do about it? Because everybody's, of course, asking me. And that was kind of the whole point of it, wasn't it? Let's face it, was to get that kind of a reaction. So here you go. Here's my reaction. Since, what, January 1st or December 31st, I forgot to bring up the other video. It started. It's averaging between 60 to 140, where we had maybe 14 once before that. Large block, a lot of them getting pulled because they are, of course, bought it and stuff like that. You know, when you get 10 at a time every couple of minutes, it's not hard to figure out what's going on. And of course, the bots are semi-sophisticated, but slowly YouTube is going back. They've been notified about it. So, but I mean, you know, it's easy to hide behind a VPN and that. I'm not computer illiterate to anybody who might think I am. I just want to make that very loud and clear. And here's a great example of it. Here's a really great example. Like my wife's birthday, you know. Look at, there's an 8-year-old kid in there, right? My 12-year-old son is just on the side in one of the frames. I couldn't get one where I get a good shot of him in because he was moving back and forth. So there's 2 kids on it. And the whole time my 2 kids are on it, on my wife's birthday, I'm watching these numbers come up. And this speaks volumes. These, you can go back and look. They're like that. We haven't hid them. They're there since December 31st or January 1st, January 2nd, whichever date. But for everything, even when there's some kids up eating a piece of cake for their mother's birthday. Because you hear a lot of things thrown around about, you know, the right things to do, the right things to act, you know. God is always watching, whichever God you believe into, or if you believe in it or not, or the right way to act. And things like this happen. It really makes you question what's going on in YouTube. Now, I'm not saying because my kids are perfect, my wife's perfect. No. I'm talking about the general attitude towards all of it, that just nobody matters. That, you know, everybody's dispendable. Channels are dispendable. You can do whatever you want to them. It doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, and everybody here does matter, and nobody matters more than the other. And of course, it does bug me, and that, of course, was part of the probably icing on the cake that it does bother. And of course, I'm human. We work hard on our channel. Of course, it's going to take it. I love my family, so of course, I'm going to take it really hard. So it just shows you how much even family is valued in all of this. The other part, like, I mean, there's this, and I mean, even before Christmas, anybody who knows my wife, and I kept quiet about it for a while because my wife didn't want me to say anything. We had Christmas Eve, and my wife was not the same person. Something was eating at her. But, you know, a lot of us are married. Our spouses are very good that way. They don't want to ruin the moment, stuff like that. So they just kind of keep quiet. Well, I finally find out what happens. And the person, well aware of my wife's history, because we've talked about it before. And her being from Latvia, which was part of the Soviet Union, which has been mentioned. It's not the first time coming up. And, Jesus, this pisses me off. I was such a fucking fury. Growing up in the Soviet Union, you lose all your freedoms. Families were destroyed. People were killed. One of the worst atrocities that's ever hit mankind. And for about religion, because it's so important to everybody, a lot of people, some people, whoever, would be very upset to even mention the Soviet Union for the sake that religion was excluded. And that meaning you could go to prison, you could lose your life for religion. And that is very true. That is very proven. And to go and put something up on Christmas, the day before Christmas Eve, referring to us, of course it didn't say our name, but enough referring to it, with a picture of the Soviet flag behind it and the Soviet anthem. You know, like, unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Like, here, anybody who doesn't know, and it's possible, but I know, anyways, you can't plead ignorance on this one. But let's just take a look for a second. I just grabbed this tiny little, don't worry, no big history lesson, just a little thing. After the Soviet Union dissolved, evidence from the Soviet archives became available, containing official records of the execution of approximately 800,000 prisoners under Stalin for either political or criminal offenses, around 1.7 million deaths in the gulags, and some 390,000 deaths during Kulak forced resettlement. Just a little bit of an insight onto why that might be offensive to some people. You know, just a little bit. And I'm going to show you something very, very quickly here that I don't think we've ever shown. We maybe once showed this. I kind of forget. I want you to just see a small clip of this. This is a clip of Xenia's mom and dad getting married. And Puša is the name of the town where her mom grew up. And her dad, who was later on murdered in a park and left almost in an unmarked grave. And that's been talked about before, so it wasn't like unknown knowledge. This wedding has taken place in secret. These videotapes couldn't even be shown till way after the Soviet Union fell. Why was it in secret? Because even as a religious ceremony, like church, weddings, could not be celebrated. This is all done in secret. This is not an old movie. It's not any of that. This is real life. This is the background that my wife came from. And you have the nerve to go and pull something like that. No respect for anybody. None. And the same you're doing with our channel. None. No respect for anyone. And you wonder why people are going away and you're getting mad at me? They're all getting fed up of you. Because you treat us all like shit. You got no respect for anything we all do on here. We all work hard. We can go where we want, do what we want, as long as we're not breaking YouTube's guidelines. You don't like it? Leave it alone. Jesus. Seriously. That's my goddamn family. That's the bloodline to my kids. Is there any limit you won't pass? And now what's going on? It's time to end it and leave us alone. Everybody. Because you're ruining it on here for so many people. Enough already. Everybody's sick and tired of it. They've been hearing it since September. Get on with your life. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Grow up. Enough. Like everybody that's involved in any of this stupidity. It's supposed to be adults on here. It's not kids that are 12-year-old with Fortnite channels doing this. It's grown adults. Some with kids, some on the way. Some families. Enough. Everybody's sick of it. You wonder why? You've been blaming me and everybody else for people not going here and there and stuff. Maybe because they're sick of it. They've heard it all 10 million times. You have no respect for anybody. A spoiled, rotten brat. That's what you are. I've never been this angry on here before. Everybody's fed up of it. Don't you get it by now? Move on to something else. Nothing is sacred. Nothing. No conscience. No morals. To cross lines like that. None. And then do stuff like that. And then I get in the middle of a tweet when I wasn't even talking to this person, says, it sure takes a lot to actually get you to respond, LOL. I bet you would do really well to get me on your tube talk and bury the hatchet on your live stream. Have the courage to unblock me and my friends, and let's just help each other instead of being fake. You're banned for a reason because you wouldn't stop. You'd have no respect for my channel. You don't do it for others either. I'm not taking it because I've seen you do it for others. But I don't want it. You don't. It's like having a bank robber rob your store and say, oh, well, thanks for the coverage on the 6 o'clock news. Appreciate it. Wow, I'm getting known. Like, what's wrong with you? What do you not understand about it? Every day, every week, tweets and videos and stuff like that. And we're getting attacked by saying that we're not doing original content, that we're fake, we're this and that. The whole time we've been doing other stuff. And secondly, for I don't get it. Why would somebody want to come to my channel that hates it? Why would they be so bent on it? It doesn't make sense. I have a store up the street I can't stand. I'll drive an extra 2 kilometers to go to the next one because I can't stand going there. And if I went and spray painted the windows and kicked all the windows out of it and stuff like that, and they caught me, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't want me back. You have no respect even for our guests that are on, with the dislike and the bot, everything's been going on, all the hate stuff, like, seriously. So yes, we're going to hide our dislike because it's not fair to our guests. And then I'm going to hear, oh, well, you're just hiding stuff and that. Yeah, we are. What else, what other choice do I got? We're getting botted all the time. Let me guess, 90 people all of a sudden decided they didn't like us at one day and joined hands. Actually, up to 140. And decided to go on a hate fest every day since then. I mean, all of them coming in 10 minutes. I don't know if you think that I never worked on a computer before. Do you think my audience is an idiot? That's another part I take great offense to, because it actually makes my audience look like they're idiots. And I know I got the 2 or 3 coming in every day with the, oh, hey there, Puša Studios and that. I know exactly where they're coming from, where they're going back. Not born yesterday. It's no big secret. I don't know if you think you're fooling the world or whatever, but seriously, get your shit together. Grow up. Everybody's just tired of it. This is not funny. This is not engagement. This is just saying enough because nobody wants to hear it anymore. So original, I'm doing all this stuff. Where's the original content? It's been about me for months. Where's the original content? All hidden. Said and then hidden. That's where it is. Unreal. I mean, this is something I would expect to argue with my son when he was like 15. And I tested it. I tested it with him. Because I called him 2 days ago. He's 21 now, and I want to see where the logic would be. I want to see, and I didn't say it was my channel. So it was not, just to see where his mind would land onto. And guess what? Wasn't down this path. Is my son a saint? Anything but. He's a 21-year-old guy living on his own. What do you think? Not going to church every 5 minutes. Everybody's it's enough. Like, it's fucking sabotage. Plain and simple. Like, enough. For months. And the whole time that sabotage was going on, that's why we haven't been making retaliation videos. That's why we haven't been doing tweets. That's why we haven't been doing any of it. Because I'd rather put the work on my channel for all the work it takes to hate on one. Imagine the effort got put into building one's channel. How amazing it would be. This is not a conversation for adults. This is ridiculous. And everybody under the sun has had enough of this. I will and always state, you're better off knowing as many people as possible. There's no guard. I'm not checking where people are going. I don't go through that. And they know that. And I don't care. And somebody wants to subscribe, ban, block, whatever. I don't care. And you don't think I've been blocked in some places? I'm not losing my mind over it. I don't care. There's a billion channels out there. Go after them. This whole little microcosm here is ridiculous. There's not. I mean, guys, this is not the platform I don't think anybody wants the way it is. And it's not just me. Lots are going through it. We once again have people getting threatened if they come into our live stream. They're going to get us flagged or they're going to get flagged. I covered that. One of the videos up there. It's up there. That's exactly what I was talking about. Let's see. What date was that on? Sorry. Let me get back. That was on August 1st. And I know it hasn't stopped since then. It's come up time to time. But that video was geared about that. That's right. I mean, my kids, I didn't want them in the house for this, you know. I can't stop being a parent. I can't stop being 45. I'm not going to stoop to the other levels. I won't. I'm not doing it. I'm not appearing on panel. Bury the hatchet. I exactly said from the beginning all I ever wanted, which I remember you were quite thankful for at the time, to leave me alone. That's all I asked. Leave my name out of it all. But it takes 2 minutes for that to go through. And I'm still fine with the same thing today. I am done on this. I've been getting better people to interview, working my way up, homing our crafts. And you know why I like those better people? Because I spend my time asking them, what can I do to make my channel better? That's right. There's the secret to it. What did you guys do to get this here and here and there and there? What did you do? How did you do it? What was your secret? There's no secret. Hard work. They give me little tips and tricks, but it is hard work. And I think we actually share a lot in the same, one of our favorite channels is Idubbbz. Difference with Idubbbz is he'd do his bang and then move on and let people think and draw their own conclusions. That's the secret with it. Otherwise, they end up like a rice gum. Just saying. That's all I pretty much have to say onto it. I mean, what else is there to cover? I don't want to go through all this all the time. I don't want to discuss it all the time. The other one I'm getting a lot of questions about is the video put up with me, and I never give names out because I don't advertise our channel. The hashtag thing. Oh yeah, we were with it. We were gone. If a better question to ask yourself is, why did they go? Because they think they are like an ace in the hole by showing it. We never denied it was on that. Never. But we've had a lot of growth on our own. We also had a lot of independent growth while that was going on. And yeah, I'll just leave it at that and just ponder over that question. Why did they leave? I don't know, guys. I just want to go on and making better content. Yes, we'll hide our dislikes and likes. Why? Because it's not fair to our guests. And I mean, a guest like we had on last night, that is not fair. And you guys can see it. You guys can see it. It is there. Let me see here. Oh, yeah, I went and covered. We'll have to do it manually, unfortunately, but just give me a second here. Opening, is that the one? So I should... Last night, our guest here, this was for a guy who played guitar, talked nicely, so many people enjoyed it, but still, 102 dislikes. Great gentleman that wrote about The Simpsons. After this one's pulled down from 130 likes to 74. Sometimes it takes a while for them to go, and they'll not all go. Like YouTube said, sometimes it can only just take a rough average, but they are aware of it, but they're looking for a pattern, and now they're starting to really see one, so. 61, this one was down from 103. I forget now the numbers, somewhere around there. You know, these guys were amazing. 52 dislikes, that was cut down from over 100. So on and so forth. So on and so forth. Let's go back to this one. This one was actually cut down to 11 from about 115 or something stupid like that. So, yep. So, it's too bad. And I mean, it sets a precedent, sets a bad feeling amongst everybody that is creators and stuff like that. You know, it's just a dirty way of playing. I've always worked under the theory, sell yourself. If you're badgering the other channels, what's wrong with theirs? Same as I've always used that example when I went to buy a vehicle years ago, and I went into one dealer, and all he did when he asked me where I went to, I told him the other models I was looking at, and he spent 10 minutes telling me they were all trash. Well, he didn't sell up his own vehicle. He was too busy just telling me what was wrong with the other ones. Raises a lot of eyebrows. So. And yes, with my wife, I know we're out there. We accept the fact that the two of us put ourselves out there. I'm good with that. And we both agreed, as much as it might hurt something, because we want everybody to love the other one's spouse. That's just part of being married. It's not always going to work out that way. But not liking a channel and stuff. Putting a Soviet flag up makes me wonder, what would happen if my wife was black? What kind of flag would have been up there? Or if she was Jewish, what kind of flag would have been up there? It really makes you think. Really does. Very, very low, cowardly move. But, you know, par for the course. But I hope the course soon ends, because everybody's getting really sick and tired of hearing about this. And like I say, the one where I addressed it the first time was here. Let's see. And there's the date, guys. September 16th. And that's when it had already been about 4 weeks of this garbage going on. And now here we are in the middle of 2019. And guess what we're talking about? You know. And I'd just like to mention, these videos aren't hidden. I don't know what else to say about it, guys. That's pretty much my thoughts on the whole thing. I am fine with being left alone. I'd be the happiest person in the world. I have no qualms. No, there was nothing to bury any hatchet. I have no hatchet to bury because I haven't been a part of it. It's just trying another way to bring in the association. I can't be accused of it because this is what the second video I've done onto it. And tweets. Good luck. I don't remember any. Never say never. You never know what. Couldn't have been very many. I just want to do my thing on YouTube like a lot of other people do on here, a lot of other adults. I don't want to be a kid's show. I am not, anybody who is interested in that stuff will not like what I do. So really there's not even any kind of competition or anything. So I still to this day don't even see the point into it. I just won't have my live stream turned into a circus. I've always said our chats, anybody's chats, I believe is like a comedy club. In that there's people sitting down, enjoying themselves, talking, mingling, and they deserve to have fun and not to be harassed, not to be insulted, not to be feel awkward and have to leave. And that's just my way of looking at things, at the world. Maybe wrong, don't know. But for me and for what we do, I feel it works best for us. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what else to say. I'm not dragging this on any longer. I don't think it needs a whole pile more attention. And I hope you guys will still enjoy what we do. This is not something that I want to hold on a pedestal. But it's part of it, I guess. But check our schedule. We do a lot of different things if you're new. This is not something I would say represents. It's a whole pile. Thank you very much for your time. And I'm so sorry and I'm so embarrassed for this. Thank you. Take care. And let's all hope for better days in 2019. Everybody just gets off all this craziness and starts creating stuff. You know, real stuff. Not not actual stuff with their own materials and stuff like that about them, and they shine and they grow to the masses with that. Take care. Bye, guys. Sorry about this. Bye.